This is TMI Socials. Welcome on board. I am Nwuluwapo Stevens. I better still call me a social media butterfly. So, over the course of the weekend, there was viral pictures of Peter and our president having a handshake at the Vatican, and a lot of social media users reacted to that. Well, Peter has come out to share his own side of the story. Now, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter has clarified that he is not in conflict with President Bola Tinubu, emphasizing that his focus is on advocating for good governance and addressing pressing social issues in Nigeria. While speaking during a public engagement following his return from Rome on Monday, Obi responded to public reactions about pictures showing him with the president during a recent event. Now, those are the pictures that trended over the weekend.
You were in Rome.
But let's quickly listen to Obi.
You were in Rome. We saw the photograph of yourself and the president. Of course, online people thought that otherwise maybe they expected that you and the president are fighting. But then you go to him and there is this...
I and the president is not fighting.
Okay.
I'm not fighting anybody.
Yes.
My fight is against bad governance, against hunger, against poverty, against out-of-school children, against people not having health services. This country have less than 10% insurance care, health insurance, should be 100%. These teachers teaching here should be paid by government because it's universal basic education. The law says here that our children should go to school free.
So you heard it loud and clear. He is not fighting the president. He's fighting injustice. He's fighting unemployment. The list actually is endless. Well, let's move over to reactions and get to your view on the story. This user says, supporters should emulate politicians and stop fighting, dying for politicians. Absolutely. Another user responding on Instagram, this one wrote, so do you think that if Obama met with Trump in Rome, they wouldn't exchange pleasantries? Good question. Now, finally on the story, this user says, how will you fight bad governance, hunger, and poverty when you are still romancing the leaders that brought bad governance, hunger, and poverty on Nigerians? Just they use your supporters play table tennis. His supporters, them, still won't see anything wrong in what he said. Okay, that's like pidgin mixed with English there, but anyway. Now, still on Peter Obi, right? A moment of embarrassment played out at the Vatican City over the weekend when the former Nigerian presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, after he was prevented from entering the VVIP section during the papal inauguration ceremony for failing to present the required invitation pass. Now, in a video making the rounds on social media, the former Anambra governor was seen being stopped by Vatican security officials as he attempted to access a restricted area at the grand event. Let's take a look.
This way, please. Okay.
Now, if you look deeply at the video, you'll see a Pope, Cardinal Arinze, that is his name. He was trending over the weekend. And a lot of persons were saying the Cardinal Arinze was trying to bypass away and get Peter Obi into the place. But, you know, the Vatican security stopped him. Anyway, how did he react to the story? Let's have a couple of tweets and reaction. We'll start off with this user on X. Despite Cardinal Arinze's noble efforts, it appears that Peter Obi was not allowed in to see the Pope. He was beautifully bounced until President Tinubu put in a word for him, and he was later allowed in to pay homage. Even then, he was not allowed anywhere near the Pope and instead went and paid homage to our president. Obedience, take note, only go where you are accepted and appreciated and not where you are tolerated. That is FFK on X. Another user says, Peter Obi didn't need to present his invite because he's a regular visitor at the Vatican. He's not looking for applause or validation from Nigerians because the Pope already knows him. Need to remind Nigerians that Cardinal Arinze is Peter Obi's statesman. Now finally, this user says, so Nigerian delegation and Cardinal Arinze had to squeeze Peter Obi in because he was not invited to the Vatican City. Why must Obi stress that old man? Because he wants to tell his Twitter people he was invited? Anyway, social media always playing tantrums, if you ask me. Now, away from that, let's move over to Lagos, Nigeria, where there was a viral video of a police officer assaulting a Bolt driver. Now, the Nigeria Police Force has announced the arrest of Inspector Modatus, a police officer seen in a video violently assaulting an Uber driver. Well, this was disclosed by the Lagos State Police Command spokesperson, CSP Benjamin Harndine. Now, the incident, which occurred on Sunday, involved the officers dragging and physically attacking the yet-to-be-identified driver in a broad daylight. Let's take a look.
Are you mad? 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 Are you mad?
Jesus. Why are they beating him up? No, we have to actually stay in the car with him. They just started beating him. They didn't even let, the guy was trying to record, they seized his phone. And this man, he just...
It's a supreme case of power of social media. So this video trended over the weekend and drew the attention of Benjamin Harndine. It's interesting to know that he has been arrested already. Moving over to tweets and reactions in the story. Now, this user says, after he's stripped, he should then be charged to court for assault and battery and attempted armed robbery with intent to cause bodily harm. Another user respondent says, power of social media, seeing Bele. Really? Well, finally on the story, this user responding, can we turn the social media activism to physical collective activism against the continuous injustice and set permanent standards for policing? Well, tell me about it. Well, still staying in Lagos State, Nigeria, here is a viral video of a man decrying the repercussions of inadequate drainage in the Lekki area of Lagos State. Take a look.
Lekki phase 1. Want to buy land, they'll cost 200 million, 300 million. No drainage system. 30 minutes rain, see everywhere. Just 30 minutes rain. No. I tell you, I can know we need to. Better kid.
Now, 30 minutes rain, and the guy said canoe is the only way to go in that area. But anyway, how did you react to this one? Let's have tweets and the reaction to the story. This user says, we mentioned this for over 7 years now. Lagos is sinking. This isn't just about poor drainage. We suggested planting more trees to that can serve more water, create shade and fruit as the result. The weight of the heavy infrastructure on a swamp is the issue. Okay, infrastructure. Now another user says, Lekki, you can pay rent through your nose and buy a canoe during the rainy season. I don't think there is any permanent solution. Most of the lands there are sand-filled without a futuristic drainage system. Flooding has always been a huge problem on the island. Well, still reacting to this viral video, this user says, I still don't understand why Lagos State government is yet to fix these issues with the amount of money being generated from Lagos Island and environs. Now, finally, on the story, we get to wrap up with this reaction from this one. That guy's AC compressor is gone. In a few days or weeks, his car won't start and he will think it is his battery head. But no, his Kickstarter has failed. Next is his alternator. He will see a red battery light on his dashboard and that's it. Try as much as you can to avoid driving your car through a deep pool of water. I'm sure Frank is speaking from experience because there's nothing you want to tell me about Frank. But anyway, that's how we wrap up TMI Socials today. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.